Hello friends, this is Pastor P, and in this video I won't be sharing anything from scripture. Basically I want to instead show you a way of paying safely at a gas station during COVID-19. Now obviously the first thing I will suggest is practice social distancing even at the pump, and any other directives that is given to you by your authorities. Follow those guidelines, those regulations, and stay safe. Now, next, please use gloves, because I know there are some pumps where you see employees cleaning or wiping down the handle of the pump. But let me tell you honestly, you are not sure how well it is done. Secondly, um, some of you may not be using such a pump where the employee comes out and constantly wipes down the handle of the pump. So this is what I want to tell you. Use gloves. Now, my favorite for using the gas station is loose fitting gloves. Vinyl or latex is fine, like the ones you see in the image. And the one thing that I like about them is they're super easy to be removed. Um, and latex is a little more uh, clingy, so to speak, but this is really super easy. These are basically kitchen gloves that are disposable and have a minimum amount of thickness so that it's not too flimsy. Anyway, so if social distancing, masks, and gloves are all in place, the question that I really want to touch on today is, how do you pay in a contactless fashion? Because obviously we know that when we have to pay at the gas station, and if you're in a country rather, or a locality where self-serve gas is possible, where you go to the pump, you insert your card into the pump, and then you fill gas in your vehicle, and there's no intermediary, there's no one who does it for you. If that is you, you know that the coronavirus can last on plastic and other non-porous surfaces for quite a bit. So you don't know who's used the pump before you and how hygienic they are and how hygienic their card was. Obviously, you know that your cell phones have a lot of bacteria, and a lot of people uh, they keep their cards with their cell phones, with all the uh, card cases that allow uh, cards to be placed, and the case is actually a cell phone case has options for cards to be placed in them. So you don't know how hygienic those cards are, and you're inserting your card into it, and then you're probably putting it back into your wallet. You're not really wiping down your card when you do that at a gas station. So this might help you. And so please, if that is something you're interested in, and if you have not yet figured out a way, this video is for you. Now, the first step that I will recommend is, obviously there are videos on how to use disposable visiting cards or something like that to activate the reader inside the pump, and then use Samsung Pay, and all that is cool. Now, if you're used to that and you've seen those videos, great, but not everyone carries with them disposable business cards to activate the pump's reader. And also, not everyone has Samsung Pay. A lot of people who use Motorola, Apple, and so many other devices from different companies that don't generally go with the technology Samsung has incorporated into some of its devices. So here's what I suggest. Generally, just use a gas station that has NFC enabled, which, like you see in this image, it shows you that picture. There's a facility. If you see this logo over there for contactless, any contactless card or Google Pay, Samsung Pay, Apple Pay, all of that should work. Now, the hassle for a lot of people here is they don't know which pumps will have it. Now, if you've already figured this out, you can just close this video, go ahead, do something more important and more valuable. But if you have not yet figured out how to find those pumps or how to do it effectively, watch on. Now, obviously, if you don't know which pumps have this, there are a few options. Either you can use some of these apps, And that is where I'm going to do with this video. Let's click on Chevron. Now, Chevron has this app where it'll let you find the closest Chevron station. Now, obviously, I am not going to put my location on this, so I'm just going to open. It won't locate me now. I want to just do this. I tried two cities, one in the north, one in the south, so New York City and Houston in Texas. Now, you click New York, no stations found. However, if you're going to go ahead and click cancel over here and go ahead and select Houston instead, you see this 2222 Louisiana or 2103 West Hamer or 2102 North Main Street. You go down the list, you'll find a lot of them have this thing over here as a note: mobile pay available. Now, if that is there, you're probably going to see the image that I told you, this one, that will tell you that you can pay using your contactless cards or any of your mobile payment platforms like Google Pay, Apple Pay, or Samsung Pay. But suppose you are in an area or a city that doesn't have Chevron, or you just don't use this brand. Obviously, I'm not going to review every brand here, but let's try Shell for a moment. Now, Shell also, just because it doesn't have my location, it's going to struggle a bit over there. So let us try one city that I did not find on Chevron. So let's do New York. So we have New York City, New York, and let us see what they're gonna do. It's searching, and it has found all these gas stations. Now that the map has populated them, one thing that I generally do is I select filter and I put pay and save as a filter. It reduces the number of pumps that they're going to show me. So now it's reduced a little bit. See some of them disappearing over there. Because what we're going to do is we're going to do Shell say pay and save. So suppose I select this pump. It'll tell me the location. Now obviously if you're going to do location, you won't have run the hassle of having to find out which one is closest. It will tell you, or the map will show you which pumps are the closest. You'll be able to find that out. Now once this is done, you go into pay. Now here it'll let you change and add Google Pay or Apple Pay, Samsung Pay, whichever you use, and then you can go for pay at the pump. I generally advise pay at the pump because pay inside means you have to go inside. We don't know how each station, each gas station's convenience store or wherever you pay inside, how contactless it can be, or how many people are in the store. If that's something you're worried about, just hit pay at the pump. Now once you hit pay at the pump, you must remember you have to activate location, because only then will the app be able to tell which pump you're, or which gas station you're at. And once this is all said, you have to enter the pump number of all the pumps that are there at that gas station. You'll have to enter the number that is shown on the pump where you're at. So suppose you're at a big gas station, you've got 50 pumps. You enter 14, you select the pump, and then it'll proceed to ask you to pay. I don't know how this is going to work. GPS is needed for mobile payments. So turn on your location, and because I'm not at a pump, I won't be able to show you the remaining part. But once you do that and your payment goes through Google Pay or Samsung Pay or whatever, you can pay at the pump and move on with your life after filling gas. But again, remember, follow the guidelines of all the authorities and take measures that are being advised. So take care once again, and I think this is the end of this video because I don't want to make it super long, and I don't want to go into all the options that are possible. I just showed you two. You can select whatever gas station you like and see if they have an app and do this. But Chevron and Shell, probably they have a lot of coverage. So if you're in the US, you should be able to cover your need with one of these, or just try your own. I don't know if Sam's Club or Costco or those kind of wholesale clubs have this facility, but as far as I know, they don't. But for the present condition, these are options you can use. So thank you once again for watching, and stay safe, guys, and God bless you.